Hey, how's it going, Jeremy? So here it is, man. Here's your Starfall SK with these beautiful color combinations. You have the white, the copper, the brass. It's all there. I mean, you've seen it. Just wanted to give you another quick look at it before we get to what I did to it. So you have beautiful heat staining here. You know, everything all done beautifully in great combination. Just like, you know, how Nick does stuff. Just always knocks it out of the park. You can check that out. Now we're going to start from the top and go to the bottom. So you're going to want to use your tool that's in the box, just like this. And you can get to your blade retention right here. Just loosen it a bit. Blade plug falls right out. You have your stock V4 PCB right here. And it does light up, so it lights up all these holes right here on the blade plug. When you drop it in, it always lines up flush with the emitter. Something that I do for all of my installs. So that way you don't have to like kind of mess with the height just to set it correctly or anything like that. And then back here, you're gonna have your power button and your aux button. And this panel right here is super mirror polished. So you're gonna get fingerprints on it no matter what. So you're gonna wanna take kind of like a polishing cloth like this, kind of like a jewelry polishing cloth. And you can just buff out all of the fingerprints. But if you're gonna touch this, you're always gonna get fingerprints on it. So maybe do that when you have it on display or if you have it put away, you know. But very, very beautiful, polished right there. And these tactile switches are kind of like these ball bearing ones. Very, very clicky. You can very easily feel them without having to actually look down. You can just feel them with your thumbs. So very, very nice. I really love these switches, really good ones. And to get to the chassis portion that I also did, you're gonna wanna get the same tool as the one that's for the blade retention. You want to carefully kind of back out the screw a little bit, back it out a little bit more than you would normally, but not until it falls out, just to make sure it doesn't protrude a bit and accidentally scratches the chassis or something. But you're going to want to pull this off just like this. And here you have my style of a resin high detail chassis. We're going to take a good look at that. So you have a lot of colors here, a lot of very small greeblies that I painted individually, with copper, gold, metallic black tones here and there. Also some brass tones. So I tried to go for as much detail as I could without making it overbearing, because I know you did want accents on here, extra accents. So I kind of have like this blue purple jewel here, kind of to match the color with the SK top from the front and the back. So it's only on one side because the battery's on the other side. But I really tried to get this color combination as close as I can. A little bit of like a brass colored bar right here, just to kind of match the brass bars in the crystal chamber and around. Just really wanted to get this just looking like a matching chassis, but also, you know, unique in its own way, with a lot of you know, metallic colors on here. And you have your pixel matrices on both sides, and like I said, I managed to sneak in a pixel ring right here for you. So I hope you like that. You have your Profi board right here. Your battery is just a black battery. I took the sticker off, but it's a Key Power 18650 15 amp high discharge battery. So I took the sticker off just so it doesn't look ugly. So you have kind of like a contrast here with the black battery and the board. Give it just a little bit of definition, just stand out a bit. But I do hope you like that chassis, man. I spent a lot of time designing this. I don't do these way too often because you know, they are very time consuming, but they are so satisfying once you get it all done. And this entire Saber has the entire sound font package from Nick. So it's got 12 fonts. Every single one has its own colors, its own blade styles. And I tried to match some of them up with like kind of like the blade, just to make sense. But the pixel matrices themselves are kind of contrasting, just so they wouldn't all be like, if it's a blue blade, it's not all blue accents, you know. So just to kind of mix it up a bit here and there. And you'll see what I did with that. I actually had a buddy of mine help me with the programming on these, because they can do some really cool things, and I'm not a master programmer or anything. So shout out to my buddy for helping me out for that. So just want to give you one quick look at this before we power it on. Actually, I'm going to take the battery off as well, just so you can see the back. I also have Starfall Sabers embedded in here, embossed in here, and then gold painted with a little blue lightsaber right there. Positive is always on top, negative in the bottom. Pops right in very easily. So just want to show you that before I power this on. So we're gonna do that right now. Right is on right here. Here's your kill switch. Right is on. As you can see, you have accents behind the crystal. You have one on the crystal. You have this pixel ring doing something. You have this pixel matrix on the side doing something else. And they kind of they mirror each other. So this one starts here, that one starts there. And then you have your other bottom lower crystal on the back side right here, which is also going to do something. So we power it on. And you have all these crazy effects. It's super loud, very, very loud speaker, very, very bright. All the accents are just really in your face. So I do hope you like that. I assume that's something that you wanted. And as you can see, like some of the styles right here for the pixel matrix are a little different, and they'll contrast the Saber just to kind of make it stand out. So for example, the next font is Celestial, and you have like kind of like a blue style since this is a blue, but when you power it on, the colors will change a bit, you know, kind of have a yellow with a blue running through it, just to kind of contrast everything, make it stand out a little bit. I'm not going to go through every single font, but a lot of them are very different. So you see Infinium, it's kind of like a purple one, and it does have a purple on the sides. Changes to kind of like a blue. It can be a little hard to see the colors on camera since there's so many accents on here that it's kind of like blowing out the colors on the camera. But we'll try another one.
Hero's Journey.
See, for example, Hero's Journey. It's got something else going on here. Got the green on the blade, and everything. Changes a little bit to a red and blue. You got the spinning green right here. So a ton of accents. Took way longer for me to program this than I thought it was going to, but you know, that's just the case when it comes to having this many accents. You want to kind of make sure every single one is doing something a little different, but a little bit of matching, maybe a little bit of contrasting here and there to give everything a whole look, you know. And I haven't shown the back here as much, but this one sort of mimics the blade here and there with a little bit of a different pulsing blade style. So I wanted to do that. And let's put a blade in this. But before I do that, I am going to cover it just because I don't want to accidentally, you know, swing it into something, just for protection. So you want to just slide that over, tighten it up, and then let the blade plug drop out. This is just my test blade. Okay, so it's a very short blade since I don't have a lot of room on this desk, but I'm gonna put the blade in now. Bear with me. I'll go through some of the blade styles, not all of them, but I mean, you have a bunch of sabers, so you know how to use Profi, and you know you have power here, and then you have clash and blaster blocks right here, you know, and all that stuff. But I will put a sheet in the box for you on how to use it. I'm sure you're already like a pro at that, but I do that for all my installs. So here's one. So you have kind of like a flickering green on this one. Ruin is cool because it's kind of have like this scrolling effect. Kind of hard to tell on camera. Oops. There you go. I had to like focus it up a little bit. That way it catches the font, the blade style a little bit more. They're kind of hard to see on camera, some of the blade styles, because it's just so bright. But yeah, man, here it is. I really hope you like it. And if you have any more questions, man, let me know. But it was a real pleasure doing this one. We're going to get one more quick look at the chassis before I end the video. But it was a super sweet build. You know, it took me a lot of time to figure out how to incorporate all the things that you wanted, but also make it look, you know, elegant and kind of themed with the whole thing. That's just kind of how we do it here when it comes to hilts like this. So very fun to do it, man. Very, very fun. But there it is. So thanks so much for your patience, Jeremy. I'll get this out to you as soon as possible. And yeah, man, hope you love it.